Yesterday was for banter. That was banter moments. Now let's say the truth. Let's mean business. And the fact is, that goal, second goal scored by Girona yesterday, it should have been cancelled. That's the fact. That goal should have been cancelled because that was an outright foul. An outright foul on Jules Koundé leading up to that goal. So it should have been cancelled. But we won't also disregard the fact that the referee also made some favorable calls towards Barcelona. There were instances where he should have given a foul. He should have given a free kick to the Girona players. Plenty of them in the second half. And he didn't do that. Right? And this is also not to take away anything from the Girona players. These boys, the way they played yesterday, whether that second goal was cancelled yesterday, I still maintain, I'm of the opinion that they would have even scored another goal. If that second goal was cancelled yesterday, and even if they were given a red card after cancelling that second goal, and a red card was given to that player for that tackle on Jules Koundé, I think it was Echeverri that made that tackle, right? Even if Echeverri was given a red card, these players, the way they played yesterday, Barcelona would have not been able to even win that game. Highest, last, you go end for draw. Because these guys, they were fearless. I kept asking myself, why is Girona languishing away in the relegation zone? If this is how they have been playing, if they played like this since the beginning of the season, they will be in the top 5. They will be in the top 5. There is no way they will not be in the top 5. They will even be ahead of teams like Athletic Madrid if they played like this. So they were very, very decisive yesterday. They showed the character, the discipline, the passion, the hunger. They showed the anger yesterday towards Barcelona. They showed that. So whether or not that goal was cancelled, whether or not their player got the red card, it still doesn't take away anything from the way these boys performed because they were utterly impressive yesterday, right? So to set the record straight, that goal should have been cancelled. That was an outright foul on Jules Koundé, and even some referees would have even gone ahead to give Echeverri a red card. But still, giving them a red card doesn't automatically mean that Barcelona would have won that game because Barcelona were poor yesterday. Their display, it wasn't Barcelona enough. That is the simple fact. They didn't play like Barcelona we used to know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know it's fatigue. I don't know what. I just do not know. Maybe it's the fatigue coming from the game against Athletic Madrid on Thursday. But that is why they played the game on Monday. I don't know, understand what happened. Or maybe it's because the Girona players played, more than what everybody expected. It's one thing for you to come into a game. I think maybe that's the problem. Maybe they underrated Girona. They saw them as an underdog, so they didn't come in the game at top gear. And when you underrate a team, it's already a thing of the mind. In your mind, you underrate a team, you have set up yourself for failure. Because once that team comes into the game and start playing to your greatest surprise, start doing things that you never expected, it's going to be difficult for you to pick up the pace, for you to change your mentality, for you to change your psychology in the middle of the game. So when you enter the game, feeling that these people we will win them, we will chop them, and then they come into the game and they surprise you, it's going to be hard for you to change that mentality inside the game. I think that was what happened to Barcelona yesterday. They underrated Girona because they were languishing away in the relegation zone, and they saw them as a team that we can easily win. And then when they got into the game, Girona started attacking. Look at the way they played. They had more big chances. They created more chances. They had more shot on target. Even the expected goals that a lot of Barcelona fans are holding, so dear, they feel is the best start. Even that expected goals. Now just small thing, fraction, 0.01 or 0.0 something, where Barcelona used past Girona. I think Barcelona was in 2.8, then they were in 2.7. So you can see that they outmatched, outclassed, outshone, outperformed Barcelona everywhere. The only thing Barcelona had, as always, that is normal possession. So you can see it's very, very bad for you to see a team as an underdog going into a game. I think Barcelona fans and Barcelona players will have to learn from this experience. And like I said, it was a foul. The goal should have been cancelled, and even to an extent, a red card should have been given to Echeverri. But you don't disregard what Girona did yesterday. They were utterly impressive.